It is July 28th, 2021. I'm Andy, and this is the Minorcan Mullet Report from the Golden Ray Rec site in the St.simons Sound. And today we see that the spreader bars have been lowered and the straps have been attached to Section 6 of the Golden Ray. And what this tells us, along with another surprise we've got here, is that things are really progressing well with this cut. What's the surprise, you say? The Wildcat block. We see the Wildcat block has been installed. Now, you'll notice that the chains are slack when we were out there, but naturally when they make these modifications to the cutting system, they have to slack the chains to be able to make these changes with the system. And yeah, we're seeing it. And you know, the Wildcat block, when it's up there, they kind of use that to help control the angle of the chain when they really start to advance through the cut, to be able to maintain that tension and continue to get into the metal. They put the Wildcat block on there, and it helps control that angle of the chain. And once we see that, we know that they're probably getting close to having a cut completed here. Fingers crossed that they don't have any complications or setbacks, but it's really, really looking good for this cut on Section 6. And we talked about it before. You know, the fastest we've seen them make a cut, it seems like it was maybe 9 days. And we're hoping to see something happen really quick. You know, if they can get back to cutting, maintain the speed that we've seen them since they started on Section 6, we think that they possibly could to do it quicker than that. So, yeah, fingers crossed that everything goes well and they're able to get this section cut very, very soon. Really looking good. But coming around and seeing the ship strapped back to the VB 10,000 and the Wildcat block is a very, very positive sign for the speed at which they have been engaged. It's been right at a week now, 7 days, since they have been on this piece, and who knows, they may make it before the 9th day. Getting through this thing. It's really been going well. Well, a couple other boats we saw out on the site today, you know, support vessels. We got a glimpse of these guys out doing the work. We've been having some afternoon weather in coastal Georgia, some thunder showers. It's almost been like clockwork getting these late afternoon thunder showers. Hopefully the weather pattern will break after today, but the evening times have been kind of testy out around the site. Now, we did see the Stephanie Dan on the move today as she was headed over to grab the 242 barge and bring it back to the site. So we thought we'd tag along and kind of watch the action here as it kind of unfolded. So what we've got here is we're going to see the Stephanie Dan coming up, tying off to the barge, and then see just the skill of this crew while they take this barge and leave with it, and how they use the current in addition to the power on the tugboat to just ever so gingerly just spin it around and head back off to the site with it. And while we were doing this, we thought we'd slow down and maybe take a look. We can see the claw up on the barge there, and just we're going to go by the Cheetah and the Luann Gildry and see the hopper barges. Now, we didn't really look in the hopper barges, but we know we've seen some of those bits and pieces of debris cars from inside the environmental barrier put on these debris barges. And we're going to go right by these barges and kind of look down them and Then we're going to watch the Stephanie Dan take this barge and leave with it. You're also going to see a little bit of a small boat maneuvering. And I want you to keep in mind, especially when we go by this mooring ball, how fast this current is moving on this outgoing tide. And you just really understand how difficult some of these maneuvers can be out on the St. Simons Sound. another surprise. We're just full of it today. Saw this back on the sound today. You're familiar with it if you've been watching the channel. This is the blue grapple that we've seen in action, pulling vehicles from off the Golden Ray in an effort to shed some of the weight, so they don't have quite as much weight on the ship straps when they lift it. It's back out on the sound, so now we expect to see this thing in operation back at the site, pulling cars out of what is now Section 4 in an effort to get some of that weight off of it. Kind of excited to see this, because we know this is another fun piece of equipment that they have out on the site to watch and see this thing when it's in operation, picking up those cars out of the ship and putting them on a barge. Caitlin had this barge, and hopefully we'll see this thing moving into the site very soon. And we caught a picture of one of the Linus Wilhelmsen ships coming in, and it was rolling coal out there, making some smoke, and we thought we'd get a quick shot of that.
Hey Minorcan Navy, Captain Andy coming to you from the Minorcan Mullet. Told you we'd have a surprise, and it looks like things are really moving. Once we see that Wildcat block being installed, we know that the crews are really getting close on the section being cut. That's very exciting. We're probably going to get to see a little bit more of the weight shedding operation with the grapple loader, pulling some of those cars out of Section 4. So yeah, things are really picking up. Hey, we really appreciate you guys sticking with the channel. I'm glad you guys are finding it as fascinating as I am. We're going to ask you to hit that like button. And if you haven't done it, click on the subscribe button. It's right down there in the corner. It's not going to cost you anything. Love to have you on board. Send us some comments. You know we enjoy getting those, and we like the engagement we're getting with folks with questions and things like that. And we encourage everybody that if they're just finding the channel now, go back and look at the old videos and start watching the operation. You'll really get a good understanding of what's going on out here. Well, until tomorrow, we want everybody to stay safe out there.